So this is obviously the end of the video, but I think I'm going to put it in the beginning. I just wanted to say thank you so much for 800 subscribers. Well, we've passed 800 now, but I always like to wait a little bit to make sure that we did hit that mark and I didn't lose any subscribers. Yeah, but thank you so much. I think it's so cool. I love seeing my subscriber count go up, and it goes up at least one every day. Like, I'm loving it. Not to brag, you guys are great. Yeah, so I wanted to do a seafood boil as a celebration. That will come. I can't promise when, but that will be my 800 subscriber celebration. And yeah, thanks for watching. I hope I don't bore you in this video. Okay. What's up, everybody? Today I made some chili, some cornbread. There's hella cheese on top. I'm gonna mix it in and then add some sour cream. And then of course I'll dig right in. I have some chips on the side for some crunch. But like, cornbread with chili is unmatched. And usually I would just put this inside. I need to get some bigger clear bowls, and also I'm not gonna eat all of this because I'm sharing, so gotta save some. I'm hoping you can't hear that interview going on upstairs, but if you can, I apologize. I really want a chip to start, so let's try to get Hawaiian punch here, which I don't even think I like, but we'll give it a try. This, if you don't know how to cook, and there's one thing that is like super easy to make, I'd say it's chili. It's literally onions, ground beef, a bunch of beans. Why does that have to turn on right now? Hopefully the air sound doesn't last long. I just turned it off, but I don't think that I can wait for it to turn off, so. Some diced tomatoes. Look at all that cheese. A bunch of chili powder, paprika, salt, pepper. That's pretty much it. I add a ton of jalapenos. Oh, come on. So cheesy, I can't even. So, I did just move across the country. And I just bought this new ring light. That's why it's taken me a while to post. I've been trying to get settled. If any of you did guess, I did live in Utah before where I'm at now. It's not bad. It's not great. And so, going off of that, I am going to talk about growing up in a strict religion, and someone guessed in the comments, LDS. Yes, I was Mormon. I grew up in the Mormon church. Let me tell you. A lot of the things you hear about the Mormon church are true, but also people that don't know anybody that's Mormon, or like haven't studied it or haven't grown up in it, really don't know what it's like, what it is, what they believe in. I think a lot of it is made up. Like, for example, Mormons are not polygamists. However, when the church was first established, they were. So that's probably the confusion. It's been many, many years since Mormons were polygamous. With the cornbread. So I have been asked, like, if my dad had multiple wives. No, it's not a thing. There is a religion, though, called FLDS. Those are the people, I think, that started as Mormons, and when Mormons decided that polygamy was not okay, the people that still wanted to be polygamists and grow up in polygamous families and stuff left the church and created their own. So that's a little fact on that. My dad does not have multiple wives. I didn't grow up with like 20 siblings. Gosh, I always forget about cornbread, but when I eat it, I'm like so in love, like I could eat it every day. So freaking good. Whew, and those jalapenos are spicy. I think the bread, it's too bright. It's like washing me out. Unless I am this pale. I mean, it is winter. I want more sour cream. So yeah, I was adopted as a baby, like I think a month old, so it's all I've ever known. I was adopted as a baby, so technically I feel like I was adopted into the Mormon church, because I have met my birth mom, and they're not Mormon. Like, I wouldn't have been Mormon if I wasn't adopted. I don't even know where to start. If I'm gonna, I feel like I'm just gonna talk about some of the basics. If I don't, like, I'm almost done. I was so hungry. So if I don't really talk about it, then I'll talk about it another time. I went to church religiously. Well, my mom would say otherwise, and I think a lot of kids that grow up in religion are forced to go to church until they can make that decision on their own, whenever that is. In my case, it's when I moved out at 18. But yeah, I was forced to go to church. And I say forced because if I did not go, I was punished in some way. Just like grounded, or something that I was enjoying at the time taken away from me. As a teenager, most often my phone. And so to me, So like I wasn't someone that was okay with getting in trouble. So I would just go to church so that I was on good terms with my mom. So, in the Mormon church, you're baptized as a member when you turn 8. The head of the church, like the guy that's in charge, is called a bishop. And like a week before your birthday, he'll call you into his office and ask you. My problem with this is okay, like an 8-year-old is gonna. They're making it seem like as an 8-year-old you're making a huge decision about whether or not you want to be a member of the church. And I'm sure there are cases where an 8-year-old maybe says no, but no, they make it seem like being baptized is like one of the greatest things that's ever going to happen in your life. So obviously as an 8-year-old, you're going to say yes and want to be baptized, right? So they pretend like you're the one making the decision to be baptized when really you're, I don't want to say coerced, but they're giving you, like, from when you start going to church until 8 years old, they're giving you all these reasons why it's so great to be baptized. So yeah, I was baptized at 8. And not only that, like, after you get baptized, like, you have a party afterwards. So, like, everybody's celebrating that you got baptized. So it's a huge thing as an 8-year-old. So I got baptized at 8. I hope my phone doesn't die. There are some, like, extreme rules to follow, which they don't call them rules. They call them, dang, I can't think. Just basically saying if you, like, just if you follow what the church leaders say, you're going to live your best life and you're going to be welcomed into heaven and whatever the hell, you know? So, yeah, they steer clear of the word rules because they don't want to sound like they're running your life. But it's what it is. Some of the most ridiculous ones to me are no drinking coffee or tea with caffeine in it, so like green tea and stuff like that. Why is it so ridiculous? Because it's like a whole thing that Mormons, especially Mormon moms, love to drink Diet Coke. Like, Diet Coke is like a huge thing in Utah and for Mormons. I don't know, but I think Diet Coke is a lot worse for your body than tea and coffee are. So yeah. And mind you, these rules, growing up, caused me and causes everybody in the Mormon religion to be extremely judgmental of other people, right? Like, I have an uncle who left the church when he was a teenager. And growing up, we would, like, spend time at his house. And he drinks coffee every morning. He drinks alcohol. And, like, me and, like, I'm sure my siblings, I just thought, like, that made people bad people. Like, an extremely judgmental mindset, for sure. You cannot have multiple piercings. So women are allowed to have one lobe piercing, that's it. Men, none. Why? I don't know. I think they go off the idea that your body is a temple, but why make it so that you can have any? If your body's a temple, then you shouldn't be putting any holes in your body, right? So one lobe piercing, that's it. Obviously no tattoos. Growing up seeing people with tattoos, I was just like so stunned. It was like insane to see people with tattoos because the Mormon church just told us that tattoos were bad. So no tattoos. And I wish you could see inside my bowl. Sorry, the bowl looks like nasty. So no coffee, no tea, no extra piercings, no tattoos. Modesty is extremely prevalent. Like, and I'll tell you, like, we were forced to go to church every Sunday, but my family weren't like extremist Mormons. Like, they weren't that crazy. Like, there's always extremists, you know? And my family wasn't on the extremist side. So, I did wear tank tops and stuff, but they, like, for girls and women, they want you to cover up because they don't want men to have sexual, like, desires and feelings until they're married. So they kind of blame men's, like, desires to have sex on women who show their shoulder and shit like that. Like, your shorts had to be a certain length, right above the knee, no shorter. Midriff, your belly couldn't show. Like, we weren't allowed to wear bikinis. And as a teenager, I wanted to wear a bikini, you know? No bikinis. No, I can't think of the word. Oh, exclusive dating. We weren't allowed to go on dates until we turned 16, but it could never be one-on-one dates. It always had to be group dates, and we weren't allowed to just date one person. Like, they encouraged dating a lot of different people, which is weird because sex before marriage is like a greater sin than murder. Like, it's a big no-no. And I might have to get into that another time. But yeah, let me just say, I'll start my statement into that with, your girl at 17 had to go into the bishop's office, whom is like a middle-aged white man that I don't know. Like, I literally have no relationship with. Like, I would recognize him at the store or whatever, and he would say hi to me. I don't even think that ever happened, but I'm just explaining. The relationship was, if we saw each other outside of church, we would say hi, and that's it. Like, I did not know this man, he did not know me. But there was a situation where I ended up having to tell him, because I did commit that sin. And that's really, like, before that, I didn't want to be at church or go to church anyway, so I already had issues with attending church and stuff. But having to talk to someone that I don't know about, you know, committing a sin, having sex and whatever, that was like the deciding factor for me. Like, I'm out, I'm never coming back here. But my last fight, we'll get into that another time. I hope this wasn't boring. Homemade chili is so good. Alright, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good weekend. It's almost, well, it's Wednesday. It's almost Thursday, yeah. I hope you have a good weekend, and I will see you guys next time.